Hello, so today I thought I would show you how I'm making these red heart granny squares. So this is the Yarnspirations Red Heart Flower Power, no colour switching, keep on stitching. It's a self-striped or self-colour changing yarn. I think I counted there's 13 squares on a ball. I have been working with 5 different colourways. I'm not in love with this one, I have to say. It looked lovely on the website, but the colours, the yellows don't really have, there's not enough differentiation between them in real life. I'd have liked it a little bit darker and a little bit lighter maybe, but it's quite pretty. This one's really pretty. So they do have on the back of the paper is the pattern, and it's got a very handy little diagram, but I have adapted it slightly. So I will show you what I've been doing. I really like this colourway. This colourway is not my favourite. And I thought when I looked on the website, the greens were going to be the same, but they're not, because I was hoping to make a big blanket. But I don't know that I actually like all of these colours together. Let me know what you think. But I think I might have to split it and make 2 different blankets because I'm not sure I like them all together. Right, today we are going to be making this one, the daisy. We're using a 5.5 hook, which I found works quite well for my stitching. I like to take all my, there's a hair in that, that's lovely. I like to take all my balls and make them into little balls so I can fit them in my pocket and take them with me when I'm out and about. It just makes my life a bit easier, because if you're anything like me, you're a little bit obsessed. So we will start with a magic circle. So you're going to hold your yarn, well, I hold it on my middle finger, take it round, cross it over. So you've got a cross, turn your fingers over, hold that there, hook underneath, pull through, and there you go. That's your magic circle, or ring, or whatever you like to call it. And then to start, we're going to chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we're going to go back into that first chain space and slip stitch it together to make a little teeny tiny ring. And then we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. That counts as a double crochet. So for round 1, we're now going to do 9 double crochets around the ring. So this one will count as 1, so that'll make 10 in total. Okay, so double crochet is yarn over, through the middle, catch it, so you've got 3 on the hook now, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, so that's your next one. So I'll show you again. So the first one's always the hardest as well, because you're trying to find the middle of the ring. Once you've got that, oh sorry, I've got children today, he's not happy. We're back, sorry about that. I have got 3 children at home today, so it's my own fault for having so many children. We're back, so I'll show you again. So another double crochet, so yarn over, through the middle, pull through, pull through. Okay, so that's 3 now. It counts because this one counts as 1, remember? So 1, 2, 3, and we need 10 in total. Okay, so 1 more, and then I'll meet you back here for a round. So I'm ready to do my last one. So this is the last one, and you can see the color is just changing there. So that's fine. And then for round 2, we are going to find that first chain 3, and we are just going to work into that top chain just to slip stitch together. Okay, pull through. So that's as joined round 1. So we will now pull the tail for that magic ring and just pull everything nice and tight. And there we go, it looks beautiful. So to start round 2, we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And this row is really easy again, so we're going to have 20 double crochet at the end of it. So we're doing 2 into each of the chains. See these little U-shape, V-shape, whatever you want to call them. These are your chain spaces you're going to be working into. So you should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 to work into. This again counts as 1 double crochet, so we're only going to do 19 double crochets around, because that counts as 1 and we need 20. So yarn over, into the space, pull through, pull through, pull through, and then so that's counting as 1 of your doubles. So into the next one we're going to put 2 stitches in. So into this space, There we go, 2 doubles. Okay, and then carry on around. So the next one, 2 doubles, and the same all the way around, and I'll meet you back at the end of the row when you will have 20 stitches. Hello, so I've just bribed the kids with a biscuit, so hopefully I get peace for round 3. So that's me just finished row 2, so I've got 20 stitches going round. This is my first chain 3. It looks a bit funny, but don't worry, it'll all get pulled straight as we build it up. So again, we're going to join into that top chain space, just a slip stitch to join, and then we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Now for the row 3, we're building the petal shapes, so we're going to do a treble. So that's yarn over twice into this first chain space here, pull through, so you now got 4 on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, and that's your first part of your petal. So that counts as being in 1 chain space. So we're working into the next chain space, and we're now going to put 3 treble crochets into the next chain space. Okay, so that's 3 stitches into 1. So yarn over twice, through that space, catch the yarn, 4 on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and 2 more of those into that next space. Okay, so yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So yarn over twice, and through the hole, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. That's your middle part of your petal. And then we'll do the other side. So again, another treble, but into the next stitch along. And then we're going to do a double. Okay, sorry, we're back. I just had to tie up Barbie's hair for her pool party. If anybody else gets stuck when you're crocheting with helping children with things. Okay, so we've got our chain 3, which counts as our double, then a treble into 1 stitch, 3 trebles into the next stitch. So the last part of the petal is a treble again into the next stitch along, and then a double into the same stitch, so back in there, and then that's our first petal. So all we've got to do now is slip stitch into the next stitch along, so that we're taking that height right down. Can you see it's up and then down? So I'll do the next stitch with you. So next one's a double, gone in the wrong place, there we go, then a treble, building the height for the petal, 3 trebles into the next one, so that's our 3 trebles, and then a treble and a double into the next stitch, and then slip stitch into the next one, and there's petal number 2. So there's going to be 5 petals going around, so I'll let you carry on and I'll meet you back at the end of row 3. 1, 2, 3. Now there's a wee bit of white left, and the pattern actually says just to slip stitch straight into this chain space, but what I've started doing, because I think it looks a bit neater, is picking this chain space here and doing a slip stitch, oops a daisy, a slip stitch, my goodness, slippy yarn, doing a slip stitch down here to catch it, and then slip stitching up here, so that you've got, it just gives it a little bit of better shape. I don't know, maybe it's just a personal preference thing. Anyway, we're starting the green rounds now. Sorry, I'll take that back so I can show you what I'm doing. So this round we're going to be working on making it a circle rather than having these peaks and troughs. So we're going to chain 3 because we always chain 3 to start our round. That counts as a double crochet, and then we're going to double crochet into the next stitch, so this guy here. So yarn over, through, catch him, pull through 2, pull through 2. So then we're going to do a half double into the next stitch, so that is yarn over, hook through, catch the yarn, pull it through, 3 on the hook, yarn over, pull through all 3. Then we're going to do a single crochet into the next one, so yarn over, through, catch it, pull through, and then you're going to take that bit straight through the other two, okay? So what we're doing is we're building, so it's gone from taller to shorter. Now we're going to go from shorter to taller around here so that it makes it into a circle, okay? So half double again into the next stitch, then a double, and then a double, and then where we've got the kind of slip stitch bit, we're going to do a treble, but we're going to come down and catch it right between these stitches on row 2. So yarn over twice, down between there, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2. Okay, so it looks, when you see it written down, it looks like a horrible pattern, but when you see it working it kind of makes sense. So I'll do the next petal with you so you can see it again. Okay, so it's 2 double crochets into the next 2 stitches. So yarn over, 1, and the next stitch, 2. It's quite a nice row because it's 1 stitch into every stitch. And then it's the half double, so through, pull through, and then the single, okay, and then the half double again, and then a double, missed the stitch, there we go, double, double, and then we're doing the treble again. And again, find that there should be about 4 stitches between if you're wanting to count. There we go. Okay, so it's making it much more circular, and it will flatten as it gets bigger. So I will meet you back at the end of row, what row are we on? 4. I'll meet you back at the end of row 4. Okay, so we're back at the end of row 4. So you guessed it, we're going to slip stitch to join in the top of this chain 3 space. Whoops, daisy. There we go, slip stitch. Now, the next row is, I think, the most complicated row of them all because we're taking it from a circle to a square. So it took me a few goes, a few squares to get my head around it, so I'll try and go really slowly. So instead of chaining 3, we're chaining 5. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is going to be part of the first corner. Then we're going to do a treble. So yarn over twice into this first chain space here. Okay. So there's that bit, and that is going to be this area. Okay. And then we're going to do 2 doubles into the next stitch. So this stitch here, we're doing 2 doubles. So yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, because we're working on a corner part. Now, this is where it gets tricky. You need to just do a chain, chain 1, okay? Just a chain 1, because for this outside row, we're literally just working doubles. So that chain space will become the space that we work those half double crochets in to make just a plain granny for the outside row. So you can see this is your chain space, that's your chain 5 across here, your treble, 2 doubles, then that's your chain 1, and then we're going to work across here next. Okay, so then into the next stitch we're going to do another double crochet. So just a single double crochet into this stitch, then we're going to do a half double into the next stitch, and then a single into this stitch. So again, we're taking it from a high part down to a low part. Now, once we've got that single in, again, just a chain 1, because that's going to be our next space for a granny on the next row. And then we skip a stitch here, so we're not going to work anything into this stitch here in the middle. We're going to go into this next stitch along, okay? So again, single crochet, so yarn over, through, pull through, and just pull through what's on your hook. Okay, then a half double. Oops, and then a double. So we're kind of doing the mirror image. So that's our space in the middle here. And we've got 2 singles either side, 2 half doubles either side, 2 doubles, then we've got the chain space, so we're going to do a chain space again, and then 2 doubles into 1 stitch, a treble, chain 3 and a treble in the next stitch, okay? So that's our single double, so it's then chain, and then 2 doubles into this stitch, 1, 2, then a treble into the next stitch along, then chain 3 for the corner, and then a treble into that same stitch, and then 2 doubles into the next stitch, and then a chain space again, so chain 1, then a double into the next stitch, then a half double, then a single, and then a chain 1, miss a stitch into the next stitch along, so single, half double, double, chain 1, 2 doubles into this stitch, treble into the next stitch, chain 3 for the corner, treble into that same treble stitch, and that's you turned the corner again. So I don't know if you can see, it's not very easy, but basically every group of 3 stitches you have to leave a chain space. So that's a group of 3, there's a space, that's a group of 3 with a space, that's a group of 3, and you've got the corner. Okay, I do think this is the trickiest row. It took me 3 or 4 squares before I was actually happy with how it works, but you've just got to remember that you're kind of start from a corner, then you're decreasing, then you're increasing to a corner, then you're decreasing to the middle, increasing out, and they're mirror images, and that every 3 stitches you need to leave a chain space. And I'll meet you back here for the final row. Okay, so we're back right at the end, and I've just got 2 final double crochets to sort out into that last space there, and then we're going to slip stitch to join the top of this chain, so we're leaving the chain 3 for the corner, and then we're going to chain 2 because our last row is only using half double crochets. So then we're going to do a half double, so that's yarn over through the full chain space, yarn over and pull through. So we're doing 1, then we're going to chain 3 for the corner. This one is a bit of a different one because we're building this corner, and we'll come back to it at the end. And then we're going to do 3 half doubles here. 1, 2, 3, and then chain 1, like you would if you were just doing a normal granny, and then we're going to find that chain space here, so count 3 stitches if you've lost it, because that should be your chain space, and then 3 half doubles into here, 1, 2, 3, it's slightly splitty at times, chain 1, and then your next chain space is the hardest one to find because it's the one between the 2 singles. Sorry, that's my children having a row. They are fine, they just don't want to watch the same program. So that's 3 stitches, okay, that's the baby's just made a mess in the bathroom, so I'll go and clean that in just a second. So 3 stitches into there, chain 1, 3 stitches into here, chain 1, and then you've reached your next corner. So 3 stitches here, 2, 3, and remember when you're doing a granny row, you're not going through your chains anymore, you're just going like round them. So you're not going into the chain spaces, you're just going right round them, so it's much quicker. Chain 3 for the corner, and again another 3 into this space here, 1, 2, 3, chain 1, and I will meet you back at the end of this row to finish off this last piece. But if you're getting stuck at all, remember it's every 3 stitches on your row before you would have left a chain space. So if you can't find it, just move it until you can find 3 stitches and you should be able to go between them, and you'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for each kind of row with the corner bit in between. Okay, I will go and sort out whatever the toddler's been doing, and I will meet you back here to finish off. So that's us back, we're right at the end. So I've just finished my last cluster. So I'm going to chain 1, and then we're coming back to where we started. So we've got our chain 3 and our first half double, and all we're going to do is a half double in that space from this side, and then pop through that top chain space there, slip stitch to join it. It's a wee bit splitty at times. And then I just pull through to finish. So pull right through. Now you do need to keep all of this excess colour, because as I say, I've done like 5 kind of, sorry, my paper's moving around. I've done 5 balls of this now, and the last ball on the last like little ball on the big ball, you only get to sort of start row 5. You never get finished, so it's only about that big. So you do need to keep these bits, and then the last one is a bit of a pain in the backside because you then have to join all the other bits, all the kind of offcuts to finish that last square if you need that last square. If you're doing a project where you only need 12 squares, then you're fine. But because there's 13 if you include all these extra bits on the ball, you do need to keep these for that last bit. I did the red heart granny square, and for that one the excess I was able to use for joining because it worked out there was enough, but with this project there definitely won't be enough for joining the squares together. So I'm going to have to think of what colour I'm going to use to join them together, but that's another fun project for another day. So there you go, that's how to do it. I hope that was helpful. It's the first time I've tried making a crochet tutorial, and I'm very sorry we were interrupted 1,000 times by my children, but that's mum life, isn't it? They're lovely, but it's school holidays at the moment, and you know what life's like. So that's all the different colorways that I've made. I would love to see your finished projects with this if you've made anything. And as I say, I would love your feedback on what colors, which ones you think go together, because I'm kind of struggling and I'm a bit of a plain Jane, and I actually, now that I've seen them all together, I had in my head that I wanted a really kind of boho multicolored blanket, but now I've seen them together, I actually think I just want to do like matching ones. I don't know. I need your advice. Please help me. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.